If you are tuned in to the We Don't Play podcast station, you are so welcome. I'm so excited to have you here today. And in the next 30 seconds, actually less than 30 seconds, more like 20 seconds now, I'm going to be going live on Clubhouse talking about something that is going to be very interesting. It's how to make money on Pinterest without a website. And these are some quick tips for you. So if you heard that, now you're in. So we're going to go into Clubhouse in 3, 2, 1. We are live. Now, welcome to Pinterest and SEO Marketing, where we talk about how you can be able to do things better. I really appreciate you all for being here. I should have opened this room a few minutes ago, but I was literally in between calls and I said I have to make this happen. So I'm going to be here for the next few minutes, 30 minutes at the top. And I want to show you guys how to make money on Pinterest without a website. Now, a lot of people are like, what? Is that possible? Yes, it is possible. And I want to show you how it is very possible for you to do that without a website, because you're focusing on the customer. You're focusing on the client. You're not focusing on a sale. You're not focusing on a conversion. You're not focusing on, oh yeah, I made this today. You're focusing on how can I help someone? So you can help someone and make money without having a website in real life, right? So why can't you make the same impact on Pinterest without a website? But sometimes people are like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get that started. So today, this is a podcast. This is an episode. This is a room. This is an exciting conversation we're going to have to give you guys some really good tips, because I don't like wasting information. I don't like just talking about it and no one does anything about it. So it's going to happen. And I want you guys to be so part of this conversation that you know that at the end of the day, you will be the one to decide, because I already decided. You will be the one to decide on, am I going to use this website? Am I not going to have a website? Do I need Pinterest? If I have Pinterest, how can I make money? So there are so many questions, and I'm not going to answer all of them at once. I'm going to answer all of them at the same time while you're listening to the tips that I got for you today. So I have 3 tips for you. The first one is this. I'm going to be quick to the chase. When you don't have a website, you typically are telling Google that I don't need a website, and that could not be the case. But if you really are thinking about building impact, then where are you not on the website, but somewhere else on the internet that's actually causing a wave? It could be an article. It could be a landing page. It could be your Instagram. It could be your YouTube channel. It could be your landing page that will lead people to an email sequence that you can start actually running ads for, or you could even have a pixel that allows people to track conversions events. You know, that's a little more advanced. But if you don't have a website, it doesn't mean that you won't make money. You only have a website because you want to have your intellectual property connected to your business. So sometimes we think that, oh, yeah, we need a website. We need to make this happen. We need to spend $10,000 on a website so we can make $20,000 in sales. Like, it sounds it sounds crazy to me, because I'm like, the same people who are going to be buying from you are the same people who are going to need your help or need a solution because you were someone that came up with that answer. So if you don't trust me, I'm not going to invest my time, money, or energy in something that's not going to give me an investment or a positive ROI at all. So how do you use Pinterest and reach out to people who are not seeing you to see you and to know where to get things from you, so that when you talk about them, they're not confused on where to go? So this is the first thing. You want to be able to set up your Pinterest business account, right? And if you don't have a website, you probably have an Instagram business account. You probably have a YouTube page. You probably have an email list. So wherever you are that's not on a website, I mean, websites, clubhouse.com is a website, Instagram.com is a website, but I mean, where do you host your content? Where do you channel your content? On YouTube, for example, this is a quick tip for you. If you don't have a course platform, you're like, oh, I can't have a course. Why not turn your videos on YouTube to unlisted and have an email list where people can be able to find that content? So there's no excuse. Even right now, just recently, I believe YouTube is working on it, or they have implied or applied it, whereby the dislike button is becoming pretty much invalid, because they're taking off the dislike button from the public and they're leaving that dislike button to you as a YouTube channel owner or creator. So you want to be able to focus on, how can I impact my audience through search, through visual search, through optimization? How do you focus on your search engine, which is your content, to drive people through traffic to the places you want them to go to? So it's crazy. Like, even right now, as I'm speaking to you, I've already scheduled a Facebook audio live for the Facebook group. And it's just perfect timing that Brittany just showed up when I just said this. So I had a conversation not too long ago. Hey, Brittany, what's going on?
Hey, baby, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's crazy how you just literally got in as soon as I said Facebook audio, you just jumped in. I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Look at the universe.
Right. Exactly. I was just telling them, they're the amazing listeners, audience, if you're here with me live, if you're listening on the podcast, if you're listening wherever you are, this is the time to get creative, because these platforms that you're on will keep updating. Some of y'all don't even have the latest update. So if you want to focus on giving quality to your audience, you need to stay on top of the trend. You need to stay ahead of the curve. You need to be ahead of people's thinking, so that when you think like the ones that are going to think after you, you want to be able to set a standard. So I was just talking to them, Brittany, about how Facebook audio can really help you build your sustainability as a business, as a creator, and still have impact, within your community without having a website. Because the goal today is to let you know that you don't need a website to make money. You do need a website to make money, but that's going to be a conversation we're going to have. When are we having that conversation? I'm looking at the calendar. Yes, that's going to be on Thursday. So on Thursday at 3 p.m., we're going to talk about Eastern. How can you make money on Pinterest with a website? So I'm trying to show you guys how to make money without a website, because sometimes people think about our website and they're like, I need to make money to make money, or I need to get money to make money, however you want to put it. But if you focus on the people who are your first point of contact and helping them get from point A to B, then you're going to be able to do that many times over when you have a website, but you need to have something substantial for that. So Brittany, I wanted to just bring to your attention about, Facebook Live and audio, because you told me about it and I ran into it to check if it's working. And I was like, finally, we got it, because I always kept refreshing, but it was just perfect timing. So tell me what you can say about Pinterest, without a website, and all these other social platforms that allow you to have access to the people that you're connecting with.
Yes. Well, you know me, Favor. I go where the money resides, right?
You got that right.
And it's crazy because now it's available for the public, but I was able to test this out 3+ years ago, and I had to sign an NDA. So typically when I'm working with companies like Facebook or YouTube or something, I have to sign documents or contracts that says that I can't say anything about what I experience. And there's so much that Facebook is doing, even with Meta, right? People thought like, oh, they did it because of the situation that they had recently, but they've been doing the whole metaverse for over 5+ years. If you look into the trademark, that was processed over 5 years ago. So with the audio app, there's so much you can do. It's also a really great way to like build your community, because there's people who are still new to Facebook audio and they're discovering new voices. So if you're good at something, or you can provide value in a certain niche or area, that will allow you to build your community, and that community can become a Facebook group, and then from there you can start doing other things. But I think what's also cool, which I talked to you about earlier, is with Facebook, if you have a business page or creator page, you can also do something special for your audience. So as you're talking to them, they can shop around and it doesn't interrupt the user experience because it doesn't go into it like another window. You're still on the same platform. So if I'm talking and I'm saying, hey guys, if you want 20% off of my merch today, and it's only for people who are in this room, they could shop right as I'm talking, versus like on Clubhouse, it opens up another window and you're on something else. But it's pretty cool. It's a lot you can do. Even if you don't have your website together, you can build your email list, and you can do that for free, which me and Favor has talked about. You have MailerLite and MailChimp, and then Favor, you mentioned another one that's pretty dope. What was the other one you mentioned that's free?
Ooh, that for emails, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just got out of beta right now. They're called Flowdesk. And
yeah, it was that one.
yes, Flowdesk is amazing because you can see a drastic increase in people reading your content because you have an email or because you have their contact, makes them stay in contact with you. And that for me was the biggest thing, because I love emails, but I don't love emails that much. But because I know that if I send an email, I mean what I'm saying, then I have to take time to really, really get to that point. So with Flowdesk, which I've been using since they were in beta, now they're out of it, I've been able to see this success rate for me, for my clients, to see how they've been able to increase the connection between who they're talking to and how they're talking to them, whether it's through visual, through GIFs, through PDF links, through, the aesthetics of the email. Sometimes when you get an email, you don't know if it's going to be just generic or formatted. So Flowdesk gives you that opportunity to really flex on them. So you can really give them what they're looking for and help them whenever they click your email, because there are too many emails that go out in a day. So why would they click yours first? So Flowdesk really bypasses all that.
Yeah, that's dope. So you have Flowdesk, MailChimp, and MailerLite. Those are just three. There's tons of free mailing lists that you can sign up for where you can build your email list, because one of the important things is being able to connect with your audience outside of social media. So when you do have your website, now you have tons of people that's waiting for something, right? So yeah, I think it's going to be great. I'm super excited about it. You have something scheduled for tomorrow. I'm not sure if you told them about that, but
I did.
Yeah,
Almost did.
Okay.
It's crazy because I was talking about before I went live on Clubhouse, I was already live on the podcast, and I was really kind of giving an intro before I went live. I haven't counted down 3, 2, 1 before I went live on Clubhouse, because it's an experience. And I feel like we've made this such a everyday thing that it's so normal to click the hallway and join a room. But some people are being so innovative that before you get into a room, you have to do some certain things so that you can enjoy the experience. So I'm trying to build an experience, and I think that's what a lot of people should think about without thinking about how much to spend on a website. So it's great that you're able to bring that in, because tomorrow, Brittany and I, if you're in the Facebook group, that's the Pinterest and SEO marketing Facebook group, we're going to be going live on Facebook and not on Clubhouse. So it's going to be really interesting, and we're just testing it out. But as we're testing it, we know what we're planning, because we already have a lot of plans, and we've been planning, just like Brittany said, so we're not just going there to test and see if it flies. We know exactly where we're going, but want to know how far we can go if we're doing the right things that we've been talking about all year, and of course, all through your career. And we keep learning every day, so you have to keep understanding it. So I can't wait for that, Brittany.
Yes, same here. So definitely don't miss out, you guys.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Guys, if you're just joining this conversation today, I want you to just get your mind away from the money. Let me just start there. Get your mind so far away from the money that if that's the only thing you're looking for, that's the only thing you're going to find. And if you're looking for it and you find it, okay, that's great. But there's a huge space between finding it and helping someone find what they're looking for through that process. So you want to be thinking about the process. You want to think about Pinterest. You want to think about, how can I take this from one step to the other? Brittany, I don't know if you knew this, but I did some history on Pinterest not too long ago. Literally Wikipedia, like I just went in, I was like, let me understand and do some research just to understand better. And it was so crazy to me that some of the things that I was like reading as a refresher, it just made me think like, why are people not thinking like this anymore? Because the whole reason why Pinterest was even formed, right, was because one of the founders had a problem. And you see, that's what I've not even said what the problem is, but there's a problem already. And the problem was, back in the day, there were no mobile payments, but he was trying to have a virtual replacement for paper catalogs. But of course, you can't make a mobile payment when there's no mobile system, for that. So, or the technology thereof. So it was so sophisticated. That was his solution, that by the time now we're thinking about Pinterest, some people say, oh yeah, Pinterest is for this type of person or for this type of audience. And you're leaving a lot of money on the table because you're not even focusing on the people who are searching. You're trying to please yourself by posting things that they don't need. So you start to think differently. And because they thought differently, they were able to create a prototype, and that ended up launching into about 10,000 users. And Silberman, who is one of the founders, he actually wrote to the first 5,000 users offering his phone number and a meeting with some of them. And if you think about this, why I'm telling you this story is because it started off with a problem. So whatever business you're in, there's an existing problem with a forthcoming solution. Either you bring it or someone else will. So you want to stay innovative, you still want to stay on top of the curve, and you want to build your business. So as you build your business, you're building your business upon the fact that I have a strong core value system, I have a strong mission, a vision, an objective, and these platforms are just access points to my communities. So when you think about it, you have to start thinking about, how can I create content for people to see so they can buy? Have you ever gone to a mall and you buy something you didn't see, or buy something you didn't want to buy? Like, that is out of the blue. That is very not possible, because you had to feel a certain type of way to want that thing, to exchange that with what you've earned, which is your hard-earned money, to get something in exchange. But because you're thinking about the problem, you want to solve that problem. So when you're going on Pinterest, you're solving a problem and you're not building a website. Let me say that again. You're solving a problem on Pinterest, you're not building a website. When you start to build a website, that's when you start to build conversions, and those things come later on. But in this conversation for today, without a website, you want to use these other platforms like your email. We just talked about it with Brittany, your email list. If you have a strong email list and you have a nice clickable image from Canva, and you say, click here to download my PDF, or click here to get, signed up on the email list, or even click here to get my resources. And then in the PDF that you have created, you put an internal link, you put a hyperlink, and that link, let them know that it's clickable, because some people read PDFs and they don't even know that it's clickable. So if you create a clickable link and that leads them somewhere because it was on an email list, it wasn't through a website, then the value you're giving them is going to be way more than what you're paying for. Because at the end of the day, you want your value to stand out and you want people to keep coming back. But the only way people can keep coming back is if you keep giving, and if you keep giving quality. Because somebody can tell when quality is not given, because they're like, I already know that. Why am I wasting my time here? I don't need that. And you don't want someone to say that when they're coming to you for the first time, or when you're reaching out to them for the first time. So before I go any further to go to the second point, because I have 3 quick tips for you, Brittany, do you have anything that you want to add on this before I now go back to the audience?
Start out the app. You highlighted a lot of things that I was going to mention. And then once again, for those that just came in, we were talking about building your email list, and I'm just going to name those tools again because people probably missed it. You have MailerLite, you have MailChimp, and then you have
You don't even need a website on Flowdesk. Flowdesk is the website, because if you can be able to get an email sequence going on Flowdesk and use it to the point where everything that you're sending to your list has context in it and has external links through it, then you're pretty much good to go. Like, somebody could start a business with no budget and say, okay, I'm gonna spend $3.99 on this 30-day free trial on Flowdesk, and give you content over time because you're able to feed an audience and do that from your website. And Flowdesk actually partnered with Amazon SES. So when you think about email deliverability, reaching out to your spam and all that stuff, they've really cut out all that fluff and given you something that you can use. So you can send an email that looks like a website. It just depends on how, and it does way better than some of these platforms. People say it's a beginner's email, but I'm like, at the end of the day, the whole point is to send an email. So whether it looks like it's green or gold, as long as it's gone, but it has to go the right way. So definitely I would say yes to that.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to check out Flowdesk because I do have a friend that's using it and they've been raving about it. So it must be good.
Ooh.
So now I'm going to have to check it out and then I'm going to have to report back to you guys on that.
Definitely. And right now the prices have actually gone up. So I'll send you because they locked my pricing for life because I started when they were still in beta. So I'll send you the because you can get it for as low as $19 for unlimited subscribers compared to, yeah, big time. Like, you don't have to think about that budget anymore. You can put that on your credit card and keep sending emails and making sure that your audience is satisfied.
Sounds good. Hope you guys are taking notes, and welcome to the new people that just came in. This is the part when I do my call to actions, right?
Go ahead.
Are, of course, following Pinterest SEO marketing. Think about Clubhouse. I always tell people this. On the internet, people can call themselves an expert and be whoever they want. That's just the truth of the matter, right? But one thing I make sure I do is do your due diligence, right? You want to make sure you do your research on the people that you're taking advice from or that's hosting rooms here on Clubhouse. And then you want to fact check, right? Do your research to make sure that whatever they're saying is factual. So, of course, Favor, I love the rooms that he do because he does the audio and stuff, right? But he's also able to show us his body of work. So if you're not a part of his Facebook group, he goes on live sometimes at the same time. Favor, are you live right now, by the way?
Right now, no. I told guys that I'm not going to be going live anymore from Facebook because I'm changing things now.
Got you, yeah. So he usually go live, and even if you go and join his Facebook group, which is linked in his bio, he still has videos there, and you can see him logging into his Pinterest and showing you all his data. Everything that he talks into, not something that he read off of Google. So just want to point that out. The other thing is, if you're enjoying this conversation, definitely follow Favor. Just tap on his profile, follow, and then tap on the bell so that you don't miss out on rooms that he does. He mostly cover Pinterest, but every once in a while we do rooms on Pinterest and Facebook and having a website and a business to drive traffic to other social media accounts that you may have. And those rooms have been really, really great. People have been asking me when we're going to do another one, so you gotta let me know.
Ooh. Definitely will. Definitely will.
Yes, but other than that, that's about it.
Thank you so much, Brittany. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you all for being here. I got a message in the back channel. Thank you for letting me know about Flowdesk. Yes, I'm not the only one that uses Flowdesk in this room, so I can definitely brag about it and have a good time with it because it's changed a lot of lives for people and businesses and our clients, and they are so satisfied they don't want to leave, especially when you're not paying that much for a service like that. So I really appreciate that highlight. And I see you, Cherry, Pearl, Adetola, Sarah, Karen, it's good to see you again. It's been a minute. Bella, Tamanika, Anthony, Banky, Elliot, and Marquetta. I just want to acknowledge you guys for being here because you could be anywhere else. Thank you all so much for joining. And this is a time when, and also Madison that just joined, thank you for joining the conversation. So we've been on here for almost about 25 minutes, just discussing how to make money on Pinterest without a website. And for those who just came in, I just want to give you guys a quick insight on what I said before. is that when you're on Pinterest, you're building an audience. You're not building a website. The website is Pinterest. So you want to focus on who are the people in this community and outside the community that can tap into what I'm doing, so that if I want to make money and say, okay, my course is $5, then I know that I have a 5% conversion rate on 1 million people who are checking out my Pinterest every day. Then you do your own math. But sometimes people are so focused on the money that they forget about the people. So I'm here to bridge the gap, to make sure that you guys understand that it's not about those great, results that we see, but if you can't use those results and turn them into dollars or turn them into data-driven solutions for your business, then you're just looking at numbers at this point. So you can make money on Pinterest without a website if you have clear and concise content. This is where I'm going to drop it. If you have clear content, right? Your content says 3 tips on how to make money with a podcast, right? Boom. They click on it. They listen to a podcast for 3 minutes. They read an article that's probably going to take them 2 minutes. That's 5 minutes of their time that they've given you. So what you do with that information is all upon you as a user. But they have done their due diligence to say, hey, this is a website. This is what you need to do. Follow these 3 steps. But guess what? 80% of the people who read headlines, only 20% of them follow through and actually click through it. So that's why you always have the smaller percentile is always the clicks. Even if you look at your Google Search Console, you see clicks, impressions, average click-through rate, and average position under your performance tab. So when you look at those numbers, you're not just looking at numbers. You're looking at people. You're looking at interest. You're looking about clicks. Today I got an email because I'm a pro user of Ubersuggest, and the term Pinterest Marketing Course 2021, I was ranking position 100 for a while, and now I've just jumped up to position 8. And I had to Google check that just to be like, wait, what email did I just get? And I've literally made 2 comments on 2 different videos from Neil Patel. Shout out to you, Neil Patel. And he's responded back on YouTube. I didn't even think he would ever. I've always been commenting, but why is it now that I'm making comments and I'm seeing him respond back? I'm like, whoa, this is huge. So, and I'm not just leaving great tips. Thank you for sharing. I'm actually communicating. I'm actually leaving something tangible for someone else to read. Just like when you watch a YouTube video or a TikTok video, you read the comments as you watch the video, because you want to know the context. You want to know what someone said that you probably could have missed out. Maybe there was a color in there that you probably missed a frame from. So what I'm trying to say is that you don't need a website to make money. You just need to connect to the right people at the right time so that the right audience can find you whenever they need you. And whenever they find your content and they actually value it, they're going to stay. Like for me, I've always been seeing Pinterest marketing as a resource. And I go and Google it. I'm like, people are talking about Pinterest, but no one's really breaking it down. And then applying SEO to it, I don't see that much competition. That's why I'm ranking from 100 to 8 so quickly, because there's no threshold. So at this point, look at your business. Look at what you're ranking for. Go back to the drawing board. If you don't have a website, look at the people that have been commenting on your posts. Look at the people who are asking, hey, do you onboard clients? Hey, do you have a course? Hey, do you have a book? Hey, do you have a podcast I can listen to? These are valuable things. And then in your podcast, tell them what your email address is, because it's your intellectual property. They listen to it, they send you an email, and they tell you, hey, do this. It would be great to connect with you. That's just what happened to me. If you guys don't know this platform called Nudgify, Nudgify, it's an automation plugin that you can create for your website. And I'm going somewhere with this. And you can be able to have pop-ups on your website showing that there's some things happening outside your website that people should be paying attention to. So for me, my focus has been on quality. From nowhere, Nudgify hit me up and said, hey, we love the review that you made. And this is a review. It's a review. It's not even, I'm a user, but it's a review. I'm a Lifetime Pro user. And I made this comment like, this is November. I think I made that comment back in like February when I was setting up accounts for some of our clients. And I was like, you know what? I might as well buy one and support and also see what it does on my website. So months pass and they send me an email saying, hey, we love what you said. We'd love to highlight your review on our homepage, on our review page. And there are only 2 reviews per page on Nudgify. So if you go to the homepage, you're not going to see mine. But there are 2 pages. There's one that has a lifetime plan, and there's another one that has a review, like overview. And my comment is there. I put that on my Instagram a few days ago in my story when I announced it. And this is a review. These are words. But think about it. 2 years from now, that's a backlink. 2 years from now, that's authority. 2 years from now, that's sustainability as a business. So I didn't make money because I left a review. I left impact, and that impact doubled up and got me where I am, which I'm now focusing on. And then Pinterest Marketing Course 2021 shows up first on Google because I did something somewhere else. So all I'm trying to tell you guys as an analogy is that you don't need to build a website to say that I have something of substance. If you have content, if you have value, if you know exactly who is listening to you, and you know that they're going to benefit from your conversation or from just listening to you. Today is Monday. By Friday, things could change for your business if you apply some things. But the problem is nobody wants to take that application, and no one wants to be accountable for those things because they don't really care about those things when they don't see them as important until it becomes really important to their business. So these are the things I want to tell you about today. Being concise, being clear, putting your stuff on Pinterest. If you have an Instagram business account, you can plug in your Instagram business account only. I know somebody here on Clubhouse who I really appreciate and respect, and she was able to build her business from Pinterest with only her Instagram page. And she said that she didn't want to have a website. I was like, why? She's like, I don't need it. And I'm like, I totally understand, because she has built her website from Pinterest, leveraging authority. And when I say website, I don't mean her website. I mean a website, which is a website you can be on too. And she took those 2 websites, Pinterest and Instagram, without her own website, and then decided to connect the 2 and post content for both communities. So as she's posting to Pinterest, Google is recognizing it, right? As she's posting on Instagram, Pinterest is recognizing it. So before you know it, you're building blocks of success that people will start to ask and wonder, how do you do this? How did you get from this point to that point? It's all in consistency. People are not consistent. The year is almost over. Some people have not changed what they started doing last year or early this year. You have to start thinking ahead. How can I help my community? How can I help people? When I'm not on Clubhouse, that doesn't mean I'm not working. That doesn't mean I'm not planning. But sometimes people are on Clubhouse and like, yeah, I'm on Clubhouse, I'm working. But I'm like, the moment I'm on Clubhouse, I'm here for a reason. Because the moment I leave Clubhouse, I'm not coming back till I have something else to say. And sometimes I don't want to say all these things because it's like, oh yeah, you can always get them for free. But now it's like, you have to focus on how can you stay connected to your people? How can you stay connected to them and building it, the right way? When you start building content the right way, you start taking things seriously, and moreover, you take people's lives seriously. When you take care of someone's going to take care of you. It's just the simple rule of thumb of life. You want to focus on giving people value, convenience, access, so that when they need something from you, you're not like stretching your hands too thin, or you're disappearing every time they call you on phone, or you send an email and you respond 52 weeks later. That's not business etiquette. You want to stay on top of everything and help people get there. So why Pinterest is big and a place that you should be on, and this is the last thing I'll say, and if you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand and I'll be able to get to you so we can be able to have a conversation today, because we've been here for about almost 35 minutes. So I want to respect everyone's time. So please raise your hand, and I would definitely love to bring you up on stage so we can have a conversation and talk about any question you have. And if you don't have time to ask right now, please click the link in my room. That is the Pinterest and SEO marketing onboarding call in this club. So when you click on it, you're going to answer all the questions and schedule a call with me for 30 minutes so we can talk about it, because sometimes people like to have that one-on-one. So feel free to do that if you want to. But it's good to see you here, Eno. How are you?
Hi, I didn't realize I wasn't even mute. I'm so sorry. I'm fine. I just wanted to come up and say I've been listening in the back for a while, and you're giving a lot of information. I'm new to doing things online, and a lot of my work before COVID was just nothing needed to be online, and I'm realizing how much I had given up in the process. I intend to reach out to you to talk to you one-on-one, because I might need some more specific information, but I just want to thank you for what you're doing. If nobody ever has told you, you're doing God's work. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. I'm humbled to hear that. I really appreciate that. I don't take anything people tell me for granted, so I really appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you. If you have access to what you can see in the room, the link above, it will be great if you click on it, because that's where we can actually start that conversation. Because sometimes when you leave the app, it's like everybody's gone. But I love to follow up. I love to keep in touch. So please do reach out and leave your information. If you need direct access link, I'll send you a message as well. But I'd love to talk about, what you're doing and how you need to do it, because this is where it starts to grow. And from this point, when you in your profile you say I'm always learning, I would love to know, what do you want to learn about right now that you need the most help in? We can talk more about it later, but I just want to have an idea so I can really know exactly how to help you.
Well, yeah, I'm open. So all of social media is relatively I wasn't using it effectively, I should say. So in my world, I was helping people prior to COVID, and even during COVID, I was helping people with their speeches. So a TEDx speech coach, individual speech coaches, mentor type work, and I just was using word of mouth. And I realized that sometimes I have to work with people who are far away. I've always just told them, because I didn't use Zoom prior to COVID, and I don't even use it now. But even telling people what I do, or talking to them about the importance of self-expression and public speaking, and not just for the sake of giving speeches at work, but even in the process of trying to ask for help or tell your story, those type of things, I just didn't know that I could talk to people online about. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally makes sense, because before COVID, it's like everything was fine and business was in progress, everything was active. But when things started to change, it's like people's paradigm actually shifted, and it started to change the dynamics of how your business was going. Is that what that's what I'm getting?
Yes, but it wasn't. Yeah, it's true. That's true. In addition, I needed to change too. I needed to be open to people who were not local, that need to talk to me or to hear what I have to say, and that has to do with social media, which, like I said, I wasn't using effectively. So yes, you're right.
Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense, and I appreciate you for saying that, because one thing that you said really struck, and this is where you said you want to leave your comfort zone and you want to feel uncomfortable and try and reach out to people who have not been able to tap into your knowledge and let them experience your expertise as a way of them connecting to something new, which allows you to open more doors for your business growth and expansion. And that is something that is very possible, because like we've all heard, Google is your best friend. And if you don't have a website, or if you have a website, that does not determine your success on the internet. Some people don't even have a website and they're billionaires. Some people don't even have a website and their business is doing well all year round. So the fact that you have a website or don't is just a way of you becoming more and more established as a business owner. But because you already have your audience and you know what your audience needs, then you take that same information that your audience needs and then put it out to the world. You can put it out to the world on a YouTube channel, or especially your Pinterest business, which can do so well for you because it's all positive influence. You can be able to have inspirational ideas there. And you want to build collections. You want to build mood boards so that if you have a feature or something's happening, you can always refer to it, because when your content is living on platforms like these, Google respects and suggests your content to the next available user. So if you're talking about speeches, for example, there are a lot of people that need to learn how to speak in public speaking. I had a problem like that back then. I would be scared and I wouldn't know how to speak to people, but I overcame that. Being in stage all the time, I was able to see that and overcome that. So some people are still in that process of overcoming it, and you can be able to help them as the catalyst to, catapult them into that phase or into that mindset where they can actually be performing at their optimal best. So these are things that you can be able to put out and really help people see it just by being connected to what their need is. So online so far, so I can just get an overview, what have you been able to do offline that you can see, because you're the visionary and I don't want to take that vision from you. So you're the vision bearer. So how do you see it coming online as a dynamic flow for people who actually don't know about you but need to be there? There are so many ways we can go around about. I just want to have an idea of where you are thinking right now, especially towards the end of the year that we're getting to.
Wait, I was trying to set my appointment with you and you made me lose everything I was putting in the form.
You know what?
Okay.
You know what? We're going to pause on that.
I'm like, you're making me come back? Okay, I'm so sorry. I was so excited.
Okay.
That's okay. You're asking me why I think it benefits me to bring this online? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like how do you bring it from your mind? You've put it in your heart and you have a feeling that somebody needs this. And how do you stretch out your hand to give people this information without feeling like it's too forward or it's too much?
Well, I don't even know if I really understand your question 100%, but I don't have any online presence for what I'm doing in the realm of speaking. But I know it's important because using one's voice to express themselves oftentimes is something that we take for granted. There was a point where I lost my own voice, and in fact, during before COVID and the beginning of COVID, there was situations of space where I found myself talking to people who had shame about self-expression, depending on the community that you come from. So that's when I knew there was the need. And it's just in helping people process their stories, like I had to do mine. Sometimes we tell a story and we omit everything that could be influential or inspirational or life-changing. And a lot of that has to do with maybe a story of shame. So we don't know how to say those things because we maybe haven't dealt with it or we're embarrassed about it. Those are the type of things that I try to work with, specifically with women. So I feel like just as there's a need online and locally, there could be the same need offline, and that's what I'm trying to create. And I'm not sure if that answers your question.
That was spot on. Thank you for highlighting that, and I won't interrupt you. So it's great that you mentioned that, because there is a need people are looking for, and sometimes when they don't find it, they get frustrated. And when you start to position yourself online from the beginning, it starts to change how people actually find you, because anything that Google tells you or Pinterest tells you or whatever platform you're on, it's giving you direct feedback on what you're putting in. You know how they say, like, you are what you eat, or, if the way you want to be addressed, you have to dress the way you want to be addressed. Those are the things that you also have to put on social media. So when you're creating visual platforms and search engines to find your content first, it's because you've been able to see that there's a need that needs to be solved here, and some people need more time to process it, and you need to help them through that process. So there's so many ways we can go around it, but I'm excited to get on this journey with you because I just love seeing things grow. I love to see, businesses grow, careers grow, brands grow. That's one of my major goals, which is to inform, and it's in my bio, inform, inspire, and empower brands with Pinterest and SEO best practices. Because sometimes if you don't know how good it could be, you'll never know how good it would have been if you didn't, try. So I want to get you from that position of not trying to trying. And then when you try to build your confidence, each one will teach one. And that way you can be able to start building your confidence. And Google and all these platforms like Pinterest will start giving you ideas. That's the best part, because sometimes you'll be like, this is my audience. And like you said, you have your audience, you know who your target audience is. But do you know that you could have a secondary audience and you could have a tertiary audience? And those audiences don't have to match. They don't have to clash. But if you position yourself in a way that the verticals are matching, then you can really build a business that could be really accessible for people to find. So I'm excited to get on this 30 minutes onboarding with you so we can really talk about it at length, and I can be able to show you some things that, I'll share my screen with you, show you exactly what I did, if you have any question related to what I've done, and we can be able to go from there so that you can really get the best time spent, in the best way for you to build your business, and more importantly, make an impact in your community. Hope that helps.
Thank you. I look forward to it. I made my appointment, so you can interrupt me now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. I've actually just seen it. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you later on this week for sure. Definitely. You guys are all amazing. Thank you for that amazing question, because it really helps, and it puts things in perspective and helps a lot of people get there as well. So please feel free to join the conversation. And I see Karen. Karen, it's been a while. How are you?
Hey, sunshines. How you guys doing today? Happy Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday. It's always good to hear from you. What do you have for us today?
Listen, I just came to tell you that I just really truly appreciate you. I appreciate your honesty, your integrity, and the fact that you're giving people the real truth on how to really move on Pinterest. And I always like to hear what you have to say, because you're brilliant. And the things you talk about, they just land well, and you mean well. And I think that, like Dr. Fashion said, when you're on this app, you gotta really, just kind of like check people out before you just right away trust them. And what I know for sure is that you're really coming with knowledge and information that even in my own greatness, we always have room to learn, all of us. And so what I love is how you talked about how that ask Socrates, like I will never answer Socrates, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I will never forget that, because I was like, I didn't know about that one. So even if you are brilliant, there's always room to learn. There's always room to grow. There's always room to become better than you were yesterday. So what I love about listening to you talk about Pinterest, because it's an area that you're ready to lean in on, because Pinterest is ready to pay people. They're ready to literally pay you to be on their platform. And I want to be there for that. I want to actually grow over there as well, because although it's like rapid fire happening to me on Instagram, but that's because I'm extremely intentional, and I know what I want now, and I know how I want to move on in social media. So people who are on Clubhouse, if they really understand that they're here to grow and become and get their messaging right with their brands, their messaging right with their business, and to align themselves with the people who can help them grow, like you, Flavor, Dr. Fashion, or myself. Because what happens is, when you're on these platforms, some people are just, like my kids say, just straight capping, right? And then you have people like you, Flavor, Dr. Fashion, or myself, and you else in this room. When you know what you know, it's going to resonate. It's going to show up in your social media. It's going to show up in places and where you are. So I just want to come and just give you your, let me see. Yeah, I give you some flowers too. And Dr. Fashion, I'm going to give you your flowers for sure. But Flavor, I just came here just to tell you that. And I just want to listen in and get your perspective and move from there. So I appreciate you guys. This is Karen. I'm never done shining.
Thank you so much, Karen. Wow. I appreciate it.
I am here for. I'm actually glad you mentioned about how Pinterest for me paid creators. So something that I think, Favor, you know this, but for certain projects, Pinterest bring me on, be doing like a 3-part series because they're going to be paying creators to go live over there on Pinterest. And then, of course, they'll be paying creators for their short form content. So if you're already doing that already on like Instagram, TikTok, and all that other stuff, you can honestly repurpose a lot of those things. Just be mindful that if you have like watermarks or anything like that, try to use some type of program, or if you can, screen record it prior to uploading, because one thing is a lot of these platforms don't want you promoting like another website, of course, because at the end of the day, it's a business, right? They want to keep people on their platform. But yeah, they're doing a lot of other stuff. There's a lot of money to be made there, a lot of great organic traffic, and everything that Favor has shared today, you can implement and really start seeing results, because there is so much to learn and do over there on Pinterest.
Yeah, you're right. It's like a sleeping giant. It's like people like so lost in being on the other platforms.
Right.
They don't understand that Pinterest is like just, man, it can drive so much traffic to whatever you're trying to accomplish. And I think for me, it's like, I don't know if I'm a TikToker. I think I'm an Instagram for sure, a YouTuber, and definitely leaning in more to Pinterest. And I have really, really huge plans for 2022, and I believe in trusting God and writing it down, making the vision plain, and executing. So I think that sometimes on these apps, you guys sit here and listen to information, but execution is really, really important. So take what you learn from these brilliant minds up here with the green beans, and really implement these things that they're saying. You heard Dr. Fashion say she's actually working with Pinterest. You heard Favor say that people are contacting him and aligning themselves to ask more questions. Those are the people. Neil is like the guy. So if you're trying to make moves, you want to be with people like this. People can really help you, really lean in on your greatness. And I think for me, what I did, I took the time, if you don't mind you guys saying this, is that I actually took the time to sit down and like, okay, what exactly do I want to happen when I go on Clubhouse? What do I want to happen when I'm on Instagram? What do I want people to get and learn from me? And what brands do I want to attract into my life? And which brands do I want to help build our own brand alongside? Because we have our own brand with my children. And one of the biggest things for me that I've learned is that that's what you need to ask yourself. Constantly asking those questions to scale up. Okay, how do I want to show up in social media? How do I want to show up on my blog? How do I want to show up on all the different apps I'm in? How do I want to show up in life? And when you kind of ask yourself those questions over and again, you really start to lean in and start to grow. And I think Pinterest is going to be a force to be reckoned with in 2022, because they're there for it. And when I don't know, Dr. Fashion, I have a question. Now, what I was reading up on with Pinterest is that they said that they are going to just be like people who are creating the content they want. They're going to highlight them. So that does not mean you have to be massive on Pinterest, or what does that mean? Do you know?
I know the last meeting that I had with them, they didn't go deep into the requirements, but they did say like you definitely need to be active on the platform. So if you haven't, for everybody in this room, if you haven't already started uploading content there, this is the time to do so. Just make sure that you have like your board set up. You have a very, very clear understanding of what it is that you want to do on Pinterest, and just really start focus on putting quality content and building your following there. But yeah, they're going to be releasing more information probably later this month or in December. Like I mentioned before, they're going to be doing a lot of things, and I'm really excited for the live. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, just look out for that. And I'll be able to keep people updated through my social media and of course here on Clubhouse.
Wow. Thank you so much for highlighting that. I really appreciate that, because you're right about Pinterest. Actually, I have also been speaking with someone at Pinterest and also someone at Facebook. It's crazy. Like I have a call with Pinterest and Facebook in the same week. So I'd have a call on Monday with Facebook earlier today and a call on Wednesday with Pinterest. And I'm literally just looking at the numbers and I'm just like, wow, what is going on here? Because business owners are not understanding that there's a 30% increase in business accounts opened on Pinterest from this year, actually from last year to this year. Because if you think about the market, if I'm spending $5 on Facebook and my competitor is spending $5 on Pinterest, my competitor might win me over completely and over again, because there are some things that you can't just leave out. And if you are focusing on your business and your business is focusing on the people that need your business, then the people that need your business will talk about your business without you being the talker every time. Because when you're building interest and you're building attraction models, Pinterest is where the person that actually likes your content saves it, follows you, stays connected, and then Pixie, which is the AI for Pinterest, understands that. So if you have clickable images, clickable videos, amazing content, bright content, inspiring content, you're always going to be working through it, because right now they just introduced something called a creator code. And with the creator code, you have to really follow the community guidelines. That's one thing about Pinterest, because your account could get suspended fast. It can happen to anyone. So don't think that I'm on Pinterest posting stock images trying to make a sale with a mug, when you could be telling stories about how this mug is part of your day-to-day process and people appreciate you because you're able to tell a story. So think about how you can be so effective on the platform and act on it, because it's not going to work for you if you don't work for it. And you need to be able to stay connected, just like Karen said, and also Brittany said about, focusing on the main goal. Like, who are you targeting? Why are you targeting them? Because apps are always going to keep releasing these new things. Now we have replays on Clubhouse. Wisdom just opened. They have a new update. It's going crazy over there. Everywhere we are, there's always something going on. But if we keep jumping and jumping, you'll never know where your audience was supposed to be or where it could be if you just took the patience to learn your audience and understand what their problems and how you can solve them, and doing it in a way that is genuine without, being spammy or without being slousy. Those are things that you want to focus on as a business. So these are tips that we're giving you for free. But like Karen said, if you write it down, great. But if you don't act on it, guess what? Next year, you're going to see the same ink on the same paper if you didn't apply that concept. Because when you apply proof of concept to an execution, even in the Bible, it says faith without actions is dead. So if you don't have faith that your works are going to work for you, then you can't really succeed, because you're going to be banking on someone's success and trying to help someone get somewhere when you yourself hasn't even done that self-evaluation. So when you're going on these platforms, don't go on this platform trying to compete. Try to leave an impact, and the right people will come. And when they come, trust me, they will come flocking, they will come knocking. And if you don't have enough business or modeling to sustain it, sometimes you can break. Like, some people can make money in a day. They can get 1,000 orders in a day, and then they get 1,000 disputes in a day. So you want to be very focused on who am I talking to, how am I talking to them, and what are they gaining when they listen to me? Because when they ask a question, they're asking a question from an informed decision, or from an informed or misinformed idea or concept or theory. Hey, I heard this on Google. Hey, I heard this on the article. Is it true? If you are able to back it up and say it's not true and say why it's not true, then that's good for you. But if you say it's true and it actually is true, then follow up with the facts, because you don't want to mislead someone that could have been able to help themselves and you just deviated their process because you're being selfish. It's not nice. So Pinterest is full of all this good stuff, and if you're here in this room trying to make money, which everybody tries to do, but people always forget to leave an impact on people. And every solution we have today started off with a problem. Every single thing started off with a problem. Everything, think about it. Whatever you have today, even the light, the water, whatever it is, as basic or as essential as it could be, it started from a problem. We don't have this. How do we create this? Okay, it's created. Okay, how do we optimize it? And that's what you're supposed to do with your business. If you can't sustain your business for a year, how do you expect to go public in 7 years? How do you expect to have an established business in 3 years? How do you expect to bootstrap your business in those number of years? So try to focus on making your money without thinking about a website first, because when you start thinking about a website, you're going to be so confused, stressed. You won't know what to do. There's this technical SEO term. You've not connected. You have a 404 error. You're hearing all many kind of things that you get so overwhelmed that you forget about the creative process. So if you're in this room today listening and you're paying attention, please pay attention to what Karen has said, what Brittany has said, and focus on how do I stay impactful in an audience, in a community that is not so savvy. Because when you start thinking about it, everybody's talking about something, right? And if you say something that resonates, guess what? They're going to respond back. But if you don't say anything that resonates, guess what? That's crickets. So you want to be able to leverage and know, when am I supposed to speak? When am I supposed to listen? What am I supposed to say? How am I supposed to say it? Because sometimes how you say things is going to affect how people respond back to what you said. If I'm shouting at you right now, you probably leave the room because you don't want to have that going on in your ear. But if I'm whispering, you probably want to increase the volume. So whatever you're doing, you need to do that with an intention. Know exactly where your intention is leading them to, and don't try to buy them out, or don't try to figure out, oh, this is what I'm going to do to make this happen. It won't work. So being on this platform is great. But what's even greater is someone coming back to tell you thank you. So I have one more point, and I'm gonna open the hand raising to everyone, and I can also do popcorn style on the stage before we go to the last point that I wanted to give today, and then I'll close off the hand raising in 5 minutes. So does anyone on stage would like to say anything? Because I'd love to hear your feedback.
First of all, I have to say this. What a beautiful wedding you had. Your wife is gorgeous, Favor. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Congratulations on I just looked at your Instagram like, oh my gosh, you just got married. Congratulations to you.
Thank
First of all,
you.
I have to say that. I'm sorry, it's off topic, but it was just necessary. If you guys have not looked at Flavor's Instagram, go pop up so you can see his beautiful wife and his love. You can just see it's just beautiful. You have that Nigerian wedding. I love going to Nigerian weddings or the whole African weddings. I get to go to a lot out here in Los Angeles with my friends, so I'm super. That had to be a ball. You can tell it's his jacket. He has on with this little tiger print. They got flavor over there on that Instagram. Go check it out. It's just beautiful. So congratulations on that. And again, thank you. I just had to say that because it was just so dope. I don't know if you guys seen his Instagram, all the beautiful pictures of him and his wife, but go over there and check it out. Did you post any video? Because I hadn't got that far, because I love watching the whole Nigerian traditional things that you guys may do, the African traditions that you may do.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Actually, the video is not even loaded yet. I've been taking my time with this content because there are thousands of images and videos. So I dropped 2 videos. I think it was on the first week. They are my 2 latest reels. I haven't done any more reels from the last 2, but you can have a little snippet. But we're gonna have a video that's gonna be shown so you guys can actually see what actually happened on those 2 days, because it was intense. I couldn't even be on Clubhouse for a second. I was so deep in it, and I'm just praying and wishing everyone has the same kind of success and love and prosperity, because it's a beautiful thing to see families together and people just connecting and just being one. And it all says in the photos. You know how people say like a picture says 1,000 words? Sometimes that's 1,000 words right there. So you want to be connected all the time. So I really appreciate you, Karen. I don't like talking much about it on Clubhouse, but I'm so happy you're able to bring that up and, at least tell me. I really appreciate that.
Listen, we need you to talk about that, because we need people to know that Black love is real and it's still here and alive. I've been married for 20 years, and I just think it's so important that they know we love one another, and we have families, we have children, we have successes and businesses, and we're just like everybody else, and I think that the more we say that, and that's one of my things that I talked to when I got Bear as a partnership. I told him, I said, for me, I just want the world to know that my Black husband loves me just like he. I said, my Black husband loves me just like my best friend's white husband loves loves them. There's no difference. Love is real, and I think that I want the world to know that Black families are thriving, and my husband takes care of us, and he loves us just like everyone else. And so, Flavor, now you get to go around and let the world see your love grand and beautiful, because I think the more people see Black men in their brilliance, the more they'll understand that there's more of us that are brilliant than the other that they sometimes seem to think we are. So, yes, thank you for sharing that. Please talk about it in this house.
I appreciate it. One of the things I love talking about is relationships and all that good stuff. I leave that on my podcast, but I've not had a chance to bring it onto Clubhouse and actually talk about it, be in a room that has that context. And I can't wait for that to happen, because we all think about what we do on the app and who we are, and you forget about those little things, the people that you're around, your families. It's Thanksgiving very soon. Thanksgiving is coming, holiday season is coming. So we are all about family, and that was what was created first, a family, before any business. So when you start thinking about the people you're connecting with, people have families, they have lives. So when you start thinking like people and start thinking like people who have those lives that you can actually work with and help and put a smile on their face, put some food on the table, go out and give someone something, give someone a hug, those are things that we kind of take for granted because we just think, oh yeah, we want to make $10,000 today. And that's the same money you're going to take care of your kids, your future, your business, your life, your parents, like whatever it is, it's all going to revolve around love. So if you can't do anything without love, then forget about it, because it's not going to come back in the same fold you gave it unless you want the opposite reaction. So it's just an amazing way to show that, we are all here to inspire each other, whether it is content worthy or relevance to you or something that you can be able to see. It all boils down to how can I help someone see something better. And I love what you talked about, Karen, because when you start thinking about families and Black love is dead, or this is that, or we can't be able to connect like we used to, or back in the old day we used to send postcards and fax, and letter in a bottle, a message in a bottle, whatever it is that we used to do. We think about it fast forward to now. And think about kids, when you see them just hanging out, whatever race they are, wherever they are, you're seeing them, in their purest form, like just being happy around people. And then when we grow up, we have all these notions and things and theories, and we kind of like taint our vision, which lets us not to see bigger as a picture. Because if I see you and I connect with you, I'm not even looking at you, I'm looking through you, because what your character is going to show me who you are. And sometimes it takes a while to get there, but sometimes you just have to keep it watching. But at the same time, you have to focus on helping people and just being you, so that the right people come to you and you can be the best for people and leave that impact we've been talking about. So it really makes a lot of sense. I really appreciate that. Guys, do you have any questions in the audience? Because in the next 1 minute, I'm going to close off the hand raising, and I'm going to give you guys some quick announcements, because I want to respect everyone's time, and I know we could be doing other things and you're here today, so I really appreciate you guys for being here. I want to ask a question before I even, get to what I was going to say in the audience, if you're listening right now, so I can have an idea, because on Thursday I'm going to talk about this same topic but with a website, so it's going to be a little different, and I might share my screen so you guys can actually see the numbers. So my question here is, and just raise your hand, I'm going to do this in 10 seconds. How many of you here in the room have a Pinterest business account? Just by a show of hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 8. Wow, the numbers are going up. Okay, 9. Okay, awesome. 9. And I know some of you may have it, and I can see you guys, but thank you so much for highlighting that. So with the 9 of you that have plus or minus, because I know we could be more than that, even if you're listening right now, when you have a Pinterest business account, I'm going to leave you with one thing, so that you can really know how to use this business for your benefit and use it to the best ability. And to the best ability, make sure, like I said before, your content is clear and concise, which means if you have a link that's going to take them to point A, take them to point A. Don't take them to point K and try and drive them through point M to get them to point B through A. Don't do that, because you're going to confuse them, and a confused mind always says no. So when you have something that's clear and you say, here's how to do this, make sure that you do your research. Make sure you do your keyword research. There are so many platforms you can do that. And then when you do that, go back to those platforms and express yourselves and give those opinions that you have based on your experience. And then from there, let them make that decision. If you tell them, click here, like in the room we're here today, and I have a meeting with Eno, and I'm so excited to connect with you. If you guys have any questions that you probably wouldn't be able to ask me here, please feel free to click the link above in this room so you can be able to have access. And I will be happy and very, very pleased to, connect with you for 30 minutes so we can talk, because talking about something is going to be helpful to you and you're going to save a lot of time. I'm trying to help you save time. So if you want to save time, make sure that this 30 minutes has, even before you get on the call, there are some questions I already have for you in this link in the room that you will have to answer, because I don't want to waste your 30 minutes that you could be spending doing something else. So those 30 minutes are precious to me, and I want you to make sure that you feel precious and you feel like you actually got your time's worth. So that's just what I wanted to bring out there to you guys, and I'll close off the hand raising right now. So we're going to get to ST, and then I'm going to close off and give you guys some announcements for this week because it's a Monday, and then we're going to close it off from here. So it's good to see you, ST. How are you?
Hey, Favor. I'm good. Hi, Brittany. Hi, Nina. Hi, Karen. So, I actually joined late because I'm sitting here making holiday gift guides to post on Pinterest as we...
Yes.
Hey.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm finally I'm putting it together. But one thing... Oh, well, actually, I don't know if this is relevant because you guys are saying that this is without a website, because I just learned something today about my Pinterest business being connected to my Shopify. Apparently, certain themes mess up your add to cart button, because I was trying to figure out forever why I was not getting, I was getting the looks and none of the conversion. People are looking at my Pinterest, but they're not making any purchases. And when I went in my back end, I saw that certain themes actually mess up the add to cart thing. So it messes up the ability to shop. So that's just something that I just literally learned. Pinterest emailed me back and told me that I need to change my theme on my Shopify.
Wow. You have brought a completely brand new point to this conversation. Wow. Thank you so much for highlighting that. And I know after this, I'll give it to Brittany and also to Karen if she wants to add anything on it as well, because what you just said is exactly the problem. And I've said problem probably 99 times today, but I've said that, when you have a problem and there's a solution, you can be able to solve it and accelerate and also expand. So because you mentioned that, it just reminded me of a client who ended up having, when we first met, she had 1 million monthly viewers on Pinterest. Now she has 3 million monthly viewers on Pinterest. But here's the thing, she's not made a sale from her Pinterest because the person that connected her Pinterest before connecting with me, somehow, I don't know what happened, but that theme, like you've mentioned, was not giving her those sales. So I'm looking at her analytics on Pinterest and it's great, but I go to the website on Shopify and I see 0 traffic. So I'm like, what's going on here? Only to realize that when you have your Shopify connected, the web pages for your Shopify and your shop itself, which is being plugged to Pinterest, because if you have a Shopify account, you don't even have to go through the hassle of downloading a CSV file or uploading a project file or whatever it is. You just have to plug and play. And then if you are abiding with the merchant guidelines, you get a blue check, because there are 2 types of checks on Pinterest. There's the blue one and the red one. The red one is more for creators and the blue one is for merchants. So if you have that, it's going to automatically give that to you just because you were able to abide by those rules. But because of your theme, it has changed some things for you that even Pinterest trying to rank you on the charts or rank you on the web pages is not going to allow that because of those things. So when you're looking at the themes that you're buying or the packs that you're downloading, try and ask the developers from those themes if they have, if it's compatible with Pinterest, because not every Shopify theme or every Shopify supported system is integrated with Pinterest. So you want to be careful on those things. Find out from the developer and know exactly what that opportunity cost is. And also ask Pinterest, is this compatible? Because if it's not, you might be losing on that, information, and they may not tell you until something like this happens. So thank you so much for highlighting that. And I would like to pass it on to Brittany or Karen if they wanted to add anything as well.
Just so good. I mean, just so good. Thank you. See, but this is why you gotta be in these rooms that are cozy like this, because what she just gave was like, whoa, that was like $1 million. Oh man, that was $1 million information there, because it can literally help you understand like what could be wrong with your Pinterest. Man, that was good. I just want to say thank you for sharing that.
You're most welcome.
Yeah, I have nothing to add, but Esty is one of my clients, and that was something important that she highlighted, because the holidays are coming up, so a lot of people are on Pinterest shopping, and to know that she was getting so much organic traffic, it was like thousands and thousands of people coming to the page, and they're going to her website. The checkout process for things was difficult because of the layout, entire situation that she had with Shopify. So that is super, super important. I'm so glad you shared that today, because for a lot of people who are listening and may be getting a lot of traffic and not understanding why people are not converting over to actually checking out, that might be an issue with their page as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much for highlighting that. Esty, were you able to get everything sorted out? How does that sound to you?
Well, now I'm gonna go do some research and figure out which ones are compatible. Like, that's what I need to figure out now, because I know that I need to just change my theme. I need to figure out what's compatible with Pinterest, because Pinterest is where I'm getting the most traffic. So that's what I need to focus on.
Yes. You get 33 up to, actually you could go over that, but you could get up to 33% referral traffic just because you have a Pinterest business account. That's just to show how credible you are. It's like saying, I have a business and I have a business card, so call me. If you don't have a business card and you're at a networking event, they can't call you unless you just, manually do it. But the packaging, the presentation, the professionalism, those are the things that they're looking for, which appreciates your value. And you're so right. Once you get that sorted out, trust me, in the next 3 months, God willing, you're going to see a huge uptick in your add to cart, because when you also add your Shopify account, there's something called a Pinterest Tag Manager, whereby you can be able to track your conversions. Because when you spend money on Pinterest, you're doing two things. You're either finding new customers, or you're retargeting the customers who have visited your clicks or your links or your engaged posts, so that when you're sending ads to them or when you're getting organic feedback, you will notice that, and this is something that you should also notice too, the traffic you're getting is great, and that's amazing, which you should be getting. But also notice that as your traffic is going up and down, which is normal, just make sure that what is staying up and what is always going up are your follower counts, because the people that are following you will keep going up. And if you get new followers, even if it's 1 follower a week or 1 follower a month, because you're posting content, eventually that 1 follower a week could turn to 10,000 followers in a year if you are able to stay connected. And it may not happen overnight, which I'm not even going to tell you it's going to happen overnight, because that's a lie. If you get that kind of traffic overnight, the easier you got it, the easier you lose it. So you want to work hard for it. And even on Pinterest, they run ads, and the ads are not the same as it is on Facebook, because I've run ads on those platforms. On Pinterest, when you run an ad, there are 2 things as well. It's paid and it's earned. So even if you paid for an ad, you might not earn it because you didn't give a call to action. You didn't give an objective. You didn't give a solution. You didn't add any value to the algorithm. So those are things that when you earn a follow, you earn a save, you earn a top listing, you earn a suggestion. If Pinterest says, here are some other boards that you may like, yours can show up just because you're adding value to your canvas. So that's something that you can be able to focus on, and it will take you a very long way. So I'm wishing you the best, ST, and I can't wait to see the results that you get very soon. This has been an amazing conversation we've had today, and I just want to thank you all for being here, for just staying around and connecting. If you guys have sent me a message in the back channel, I'll get to it, because it's crazy to multitask in this space right now. But that's why I want to be 100% focused on you and giving you guys value as you're in this room. So if you still have any questions about anything, and you're also part of this club, you have access to me, and you can be able to get on a call with me, for 30 minutes. We can get on a Zoom meeting and talk about everything that you need to know about Pinterest in 30 minutes. And then you decide what you want to do next with that information, because I'm going to freely give you information that you need, but you're going to take that information and you need to execute it. And that's where I need to hold your hand, so that at some point you can teach someone else, you can pay someone else, you can do something else with that information, so that by this time next year, you're creating an exit plan for your business. You're doing something for your business. I don't want to be stuck around with you for forever, and yet you're not gaining anything, because that's just not healthy. You want to be with someone that's iron sharpens iron. So you want to be in that process and stay connected so that you can learn. So today, feel free to click the link in this room. If you're listening to the replay, if you're listening to the podcast, if you're listening to anything that is associated with Pinterest and SEO marketing, please feel free to reach out, and I'll be happy to connect with you so you can be able to get your best foot forward. So with that said, I want to give everyone on stage a highlight, just to, tell everyone about themselves, what you do, and if there's anything that you have coming on, because this is an app I love to connect with people. It's not just my room, it's our room. So if you guys have anything, please feel free to say what you have now and what you do, and then we go popcorn style. And if everyone has completed talking, then I'll now close out the room for everyone today. Nobody got a room going on later on today? I'd love to join.
Sorry, I was out the app. I definitely believe you're going to be asleep when I have my room, because you're 3 hours ahead, and I'll be doing rooms at like 2 a.m. sometimes.
Oh, man.
So at 5 a.m. you will be asleep. But I do different rooms at different times, because I have a following in the UK and in Nigeria. So it's a lot of people from all over the world. And oftentimes they don't get to experience this room here. So I know that, at that time you'd be asleep, but maybe doing a couple rooms around that time, they would definitely appreciate it, because they always tell me, we don't see those Pinterest rooms around this time. I'm like, man, y'all gotta connect with Favor, y'all missing out. So definitely, I'll probably be doing a room later today, and I do have something planned for next week, but if you guys follow me, you'll be able to see it on my schedule.
Thank you so much. Eno, do you have anything you want to say?
I just wanted to say thank you for this room, and Karen was right in coming to a space that's intimate. I go to all kinds of rooms, professional, ratchet, upside down, inside out, but seldom is my heart in it, and this has just been one that is in sync with what I'm trying to do, and I really like what you're offering, even for free, the space to listen to people's questions and inspire people to take one thing and turn it into what they need it to be. It's just been a great mental space to be in as I go home to do some work. So thank you for what you're doing and all of you guys' contribution on stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear that. I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Karen.
Goodness, when you start looking at other stuff, you're like, please don't call my name yet. First off, I just signed up to give me a meeting with you, because I really do want to make sure that we have my youngest child, Bailey. She has her own food brand launching on Amazon here just a few weeks. She's just turned 11, and she has a whole full-on food brand. She'll start with the first products, and she'll build out in 2022 and be in stores as well. But she will be on Amazon, and she's the youngest child of the family, but very driven and inspires all of us to be better, her and my other two children. So I want to really kind of have a meeting with you so I can kind of lay out and continue those meetings with you as we lay out her food brand and how we need to show up on Pinterest to build that brand out alongside me pushing our blogs, because she has her blog. My oldest daughter has a blog, and then I have a blog. So we have this huge multimedia business that we've created here in Los Angeles. And I want to like really kind of lean in on Pinterest more, and you know that space more than I do. And I'm the kind of person I'm good at what I do, but I don't know everything, and I don't want to know everything. I just want to be good at what God has assigned me to do. So I definitely scheduled a call with you, baby, to do that. And also, I shared your beautiful royalty photo into my story because I had to, because I just love love.
Aww.
And I love to see people, you know, doing that thing called love and making their relationships work. I just love that. And after being married for 20 years, you know, this is how we move. So for me, what I do is I'm a mom CEO of a multimedia business alongside my children. They're little bosses with me. I believe that Gen Zs have a voice, and we need to make room for them to speak because they can teach us as we teach them. And what I'm doing now is I'm doing a program where I help people really understand their brand, how to celebritize it, and how to monetize in the space of social media, and in the aspect of like utilizing your platforms for good and utilizing your platform where you can really, really make money, and then position yourself to take your products and services to a network. Because I work in the television space, we can position your product or service onto the back of someone's podcast or someone's TV show to help you get more visibility, because mixed media is how you win. So you have all the social media platforms, and if you have an opportunity where you can be on platforms where you can be seen in the TV, digital streaming space, that can even help you even more. And in the midst of having all the other components in place, mixed media always helps you win. So if you're interested in something like that, you can hit me up on Instagram into the middle. That's something that interests you, because what I do know for sure, you have to show up in your brand and being your brand in the personal and business space. And so what we've been doing for people is really helping them understand, like, what does that look like? And when you set yourself apart from the pack and you kind of just move in your own space and celebrate other people and collaborate and don't compete, like Favor said, what happens is then the blessings start to unfold for you. So as I want to encourage you out in the room, when you're doing your thing in social media, always think about what I intend to do here, so you can scale up. And what happens is sometimes it may not even be directly with a product. It's just you showing up as your true self. You end up being your brand in the personal space, and then the bigger brands that are much bigger than you want to come work with you. And then the brain starts to think like, you know what, I love working with these brands, but I need to show up for my own brand too. So what happens is when you're working with brands, you start thinking about, how can I scale and build my own brand? So that's what we're doing now with the youngest child, building her brand on Amazon, and we'll continue to build out as we move along. So I just want to encourage everyone, as you work with brands, and that may be the deal where you want to work with brands, but you also have to think about, how do I scale up and create my own brand too, and build that long-term, long life legacy of wealth building with you and your family. This is Karen Dunn speaking.
Thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate that. And a huge congratulations to your daughter doing this. This is huge, 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 huge. I got to come and get some lessons from you. Wow.
I'll give you a sneak peek. Where are you located? Because we are going to be sending out like a few boxes to our VIP squad. They're going to get it first. And my oldest daughter, Brooklyn, she's 19. She literally laid this brand out for my baby. I mean, when I tell you that this Gen Z child, my 19-year-old, has laid this out, where when she goes into the store shelf, and it's with no cap, no bragging, no flexing, I will tell you, she's going to be the first thing you see when you walk down the aisle where her products are. She's going to be the first one, because my Gen Z daughter, Brooklyn, understands the market today, and she built out this brand alongside the network, the TV network we're part of, and now Bailey's product is rolling out onto Amazon, and we are positioned with the right people on Amazon who want to make sure that her product is highly visible. So we're going off, and the name of the product is Bailey Ray Foods. So that's BAILEYRAE Foods. And we'd love for you guys to give us a follow. Once the store goes public, it's called Hello Tuesday. And I would love for you to follow Bailey along on this journey, because she's a Black little girl with a whole vision about how she sees food and has seen food since she was like 3. And now she has her own product, and we're excited about it for her. A whole build out of like products, not just one product. It's a line of food products that we'll be launching on our behalf all throughout 2022. So start with the first 3, and then we're gonna build out with the rest of the next year in 2022.
Wow. Definitely would love to tap in. I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia, so anytime, if it's possible, I'll be happy. I'll definitely, since we're getting on a call this week, I'll definitely give you all that information. And yeah, let's get it started, because the kids are the future. Our future is in their hands. So we have to invest and be wise. Thank you so much, Karen, for enlightening that. That is so special. Thank you. Esty, do you have anything that you want to say before we wrap up?
Just thank you for this room. I have been working on a lot of new crafts, so if you go to my Instagram page, you'll see some of the new things that I have on my posted in my stories. But I'm excited for what's happening. I have a pop-up. If you're in the LA area, I have a pop-up coming on with 22 vendors, just a bunch of small businesses. Me and my friends got together and we said we just want to see each other win. So we're creating space for other people to come and just, market and sell their products to the public. So that will be on this Saturday, the 20th. So I know, Favor, you're not in this area, so you can't come, but you can tap in with us virtually, And most of us have online stores. Feel free to tap in.
No worries. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Definitely whenever I do come out there, I'll definitely let y'all know, hey, I'm in your block. I'll definitely be able to be there for sure and support 100%.
Definitely. And Karen, what you do sounds amazing, and I'm happy to give it to you.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, you got this PTR. I think you have to do that, like you just swipe up one time. You can see my little Bailey by products.
Oh, she's so adorable. Wow.
See what she's got coming out. There's just 2 of them. She has 20 of those coming out.
Oh, wow.
It's so cute.
Thank you. So yeah, so that's 2 of her. So that's 2 of them she has in her hand that are coming out, and then she has 18 more. And then the other products that she has will be rolling out in 2022 as well. So yeah, Esty, you're right here in LA with me. Let's make it happen.
Just followed you on Instagram right now.
Yeah, so she's pretty stoked. You can tell in the picture, right? She's hyped up. She's so excited about the fact that she has a real product. If you look at it close, you can see the details of what the 19-year-old has done for her. So this is the first time I've ever shared any of this on Instagram, on Clubhouse. No one's seen this yet. They know
what?
The entire time, yeah. I've talked about it the entire time, but I haven't shared it publicly with anyone on Instagram, on Clubhouse at this point. So you guys like the first to see it. I'm about to take it over down, but I want you to just make sure you guys had a point of reference so you can see that this little girl, black little girl, who will be on grocery store shelves near you. And when you go in your grocery store and you see like, oh my gosh, I know exactly who this little girl belongs to. And you guys can help celebrate this journey she's going on. This is completely different from what other kids are doing. And I just hope that we can be that beacon of light to encourage parents to go harder for their kids and figure out what you can do to create a multi-million-dollar business for your children. And they can create legacy money where they can be philanthropists and do God's work without feeling stressed or trying to work some job or whatever it may be in their future.
That's deep. Wow. And I'm so humble that you were able to do this, a debut in this club. I'm so humble. I really, really appreciate it. Don't take nothing like this for granted at all, because it could go any other way, but it went this way because there was a purpose. So I really appreciate that. Wow. Guys, this is what we're talking about. Future. So be part of this and be part of the motion, be part of the vision, be the visionary and help people see it, because if they don't see it, you have to help them see it, and seeing it is believing it. So when you do that every day, you're doing that with an affirmation that something is going to change, with that positive mindset and having that faith forward, so you can be able to be the best you can be. Wow. With that said, guys, please make sure you stay connected with us tomorrow. I'm going to be on Facebook Live with Brittany in the Pinterest and SEO Marketing Club at 5 p.m. Eastern, which is 2 p.m. Pacific. And we're going to be doing a test live. So if you guys are in the Facebook group and you want to know where that's at, the link is in my bio on Instagram, and you can join the Facebook group today, because we're going to be doing a Facebook Live audio. And then right after that, I'm going to come here on Clubhouse and talk about 3-step SEO frameworks to scale your blogs, traffic, and income. This is going to be very intense. By the same time, I'm going to stretch on one point. And this one point, because there are 3 steps, is going to be 1 point. So those 3 steps have 1 point that you got to follow. So if you miss the point, you miss the whole step. So you want to be part of the process so that you can be able to learn and grow and apply. And then on Thursday, I'll be back here again telling you guys how to make money on Pinterest with a website. And I'll be sharing my screen this time around so you can have something more impactful to see. And you want to make sure that when you see it, you can be able to apply it to your own business, because when you see that happen, it's gonna really, really help. And yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that's going to be happening for you here. So don't miss out. Don't forget. And at the end of the day, everything that you work hard for will come back to you in 100-fold if you are focused on it. So thank you all so much for joining the conversation today. Brittany, Karen, Esty, Cherry, Danielle, Mpo, Tamanika, and Kimberly, and anyone who has also been in or out of the room listening. I really appreciate you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys soon and see you guys in the next few rooms. Bye for now.